And we back. Thank you for joining me. We're just gonna keep this series going. I believe this is the part 4 of 5 as we talk next gen gaming, and the goal is to talk about VR and mobile. Kalika-lika-low. Yes. Thank you for joining me once again as I talk through the airwaves. I hope the mic quality is there. I'm still working on it. I know it's not consistent, but I am working on it. If you could hit the subscribe button, if you hit that little button there, the notification button, drop a like, a comment, that will help me tremendously in finding out where my niche is, or my lane, or what it is that you guys like. So jumping into it, what we were doing was we were just talking about next gen. What is it? It doesn't necessarily mean the PlayStation 5, the new Xbox Series X or the S. All it really means is I kind of looked online, like, what's next gen gaming? I do remember when I was younger, that being the monarch that you put in there with the console wars, but there's never really, I didn't see anything on Reddit or, anything where someone's literally saying kind of like what they're looking for when it comes to next gen. Something where, these system companies, Nintendo included, and like they sit and say, hey, look, guys, we're doing next gen. Hey, did we look at the list of what next gen is? No, we haven't. Like, they're putting out, better systems, more, I want to say more power and faster loading screens and things that show maybe some type of expansion. And that's nice. So we've been going on this series, and I'm going to keep it going. And this one, we're kind of talking about VR and mobile and esports. And I'll just start with mobile. I think it'd be really interesting for next gen to see what mobile is going to do. I know you have games like, PUBG and Fortnite and Call of Duty. I think it'd be cool to get someone like The Division to come in and play stuff, where you're playing online. Because I know they have a mobile. They have it's not a Rainbow Six, but it's like a mixture of a lot of stars from different Ubisoft games. But we've gone a long way from a Facebook game or a game like Candy Crush as far as mobile gaming goes. Among Us is a game that we're playing. Fall Guys is another game that I think would do well on the mobile aspect. But I think mobile gaming has to be sitting at the table, if not the kid table, no disrespect, at the table at next gen gaming, because everyone, for the most part, has a mobile system capable of playing games that would be actually next gen compared to some of the previous old consoles. And you even have, like me, running emulators on my Samsung. I'm running emulators where I'm playing like Nintendo 64 games or PSP games and things of that nature. So I think, to see a system, like I know Microsoft is doing it with their ecosystem. They want to do mobile gaming and take your controller elsewhere and connect it. And Fortnite, was one of the big ones to have people take their PlayStation or, their gaming console controllers and hook it up to their mobile phones to play online, which gave them a big advantage against players who didn't have anything like that playing with the touchscreen. So if you need an example about an advantage or disadvantage, then look at any PC player playing a shooter game against a console player, and there you go, the frustration ensues. But with Sony, I know Sony's put out a lot of phones over the years, great quality phones if you're into the cameras and anything like that. It's just the pricing so high, and the lane that they're in kind of makes it harder for other people to jump into it, because they, for the most part, own those great quality phones. But I think it would be interesting if PlayStation didn't give a new PSP or a Vita type of thing, but more or less, I don't know, something where they're part of that ecosystem that is gaming as well. Like if you could get and I don't want to say a small version of the God of War's type of like a port that takes away from the game, but if they really came up with games for the mobile, I think that would be interesting. If they came out with a system that's similar to the Switch, that would be interesting, because when you look at what the Nintendo Switch did, and I'm not saying the Nintendo Switch is a mobile gaming system, but it is mobile in the fact that you can pick it up and take it wherever you want. It basically took what the Wii and the Wii U did, and it took it to next gen. You see what I did there? So I don't know. I think mobile has a lot and has done a lot, millions of dollars and whatnot, if not billions, with games like Clash of Clans and whatnot, and those games like League of Legends, or whatever game that pops up on the ads constantly. You know what I'm talking about. The Gen, I'm not gonna butcher the name, but someone just call it Gen Impact. That's another big game right now. Mario Kart. Again, more big games on the system. And even if you don't play games like that and you're playing Sudoku or Battleship, or games where you play with friends online inside rooms and groups, and like, hey, it's your turn to play, and it's like the messaging game. So I think that's something next gen to have a conversation on. VR. Now, when I say VR, I don't mean we are VR. We are VR troopers. Dating myself here. I'm referring to PlayStation. I believe, if I'm correct, PlayStation 4 had the VR system, which I own, and the VR system also works on the PlayStation 5. They're going to keep putting out titles. I think Iron Man recently just came out, or just the demo is out on PlayStation 4. And they're going to keep putting out titles. You have Oculus that came out. I have that as well. Not the newer ones, but that came out with a Star Wars game and a bunch of other stuff. And they're in that lane where it's for VR gaming. My PC is set up for VR ready. And you look at games like Cyberpunk, that'd be an awesome game in VR. But you get the idea of VR. What's that one game? I think it's like Lightsaber something, Saber music or something like that. It's like kind of like DDR, but for your hands on VR. Never got a chance to play it, but it looked hell of addicted. And I don't know. I just think that VR is next gen as well. I know Microsoft is working on a VR thing. But VR, like, remember the movie, you gotta remember it. I'm acting like I don't remember it. Ready Player One, which was a great book. Armada is another good book. But Ready Player One, how many people left the theater saying, man, if I could just plug in like that, as scary as that is, and it can't be good for our health mentally and physically, but man, if I can plug in like that, sign me up. Like, if you're into anime, I think it's Sword Online. I can't remember off the top of my head, something like that. But I think VR would be interesting if games are designed with VR in mind, and obviously brakes and things like that, so you don't lose your balance and get nauseated. But off the top of my head, a game that I can think would be perfect for VR and would take it, because I think, what game did VR? It might have been Borderlands 2 did a VR version that was like kind of like lukewarm reviews. And I think when they do the Astrobots for Sony, that's been doing well, because it does play well, because it's almost like it's 100% designed to that. Like the Astrobot game for the new PlayStation 5, that controller, I feel like they just go together because they're designed for that purpose. But go look at Cyberpunk, which is a first-person, open-world RGP. Am I saying that? No, RPG. That's I don't know what I'm talking about, but that game will be perfect for VR. Just the fact that it's in a futuristic dystopia world, first person, you put the helmet on and you just get in there and you just lose all sense of reality. That'd be awesome. And not just for Sony, but just for gaming in general, regardless how you get your VR's gear. So I think VR would be something cool to look at. I think the controllers for next gen. Now, I know Xbox didn't really do much on their systems controllers, tightened up a few things as far as the feel or reaction when you press the button, but Sony's controller, other than having little symbols, it's very small, detailed on the controller, you've got haptic feedback, which is basically the feedback you feel when you're playing a mobile game, showing again mobile and how mobile phones are changing next gen, and they should be together. And you're gonna feel that. And the reviews right now for the people who are playing it, they're saying it is something impressive. It does feel next gen. Like the videos and the Q&A talks about it didn't do it justice, but for these people who are playing it, it feels like it's next gen is what they're saying. Or how the trigger pulls differently, or how the rumble is differently, the dual sense, I guess what they're saying. So I mean, next gen also needs to be about controllers. I mean, are we doing light guns that for duck hunt type stuff? Are we bringing out? That'll be a conversation. Look at the Switch. It's almost like a part, like you see how the controller can break apart, and you can take a controller that can be one and split it up into two. Now you got two people playing that game. It goes in the conversation of forgetting that, co-op game. Where's co-op game? Let's bring that back. Let's make that, mainstream. Where's DDR? Well, we stopped dancing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I play Just Dance. But Rock Band, Guitar Hero, some Olympic games where there's a floor mat and you're running and you cramp up and then you jump on the floor and then smash the button that way. But nevertheless, that's the conversation there. I mean, I'm gonna stop it now. I'm not gonna keep going. But I do appreciate you being here. You could be anywhere in the world and you're here, and I appreciate that. So the next time for the series, you'll hear my next topic, and I think I might do one that's separately on esports because I didn't have enough time to do it on this one. But thank you. Kalika Lika Lao.